Only thing he had on him was barbed wire and explosives and a tooth lodged into his nose. That's the only controversy you're going to get out of this guy. Alright, y'all, before I get into this documentary review, I gotta say one thing. Fuck the Ultimate Warrior. I was so amped up last week for his documentary because I really loved him as a kid, as a performer, and I knew the stories about him, and I knew some of the crazy stuff that he did and said, but damn it, and I'll leave a link in the description. I saw a video where Jim Cornette was actually reading the stuff from his blogs, and the stuff that he was spewing out was just so... Man, fuck the Ultimate Warrior. I almost want to take them videos down, but you know what? It's in the books. I did feel a certain type of way about this guy at one time, but now fuck the Ultimate Warrior. But not here for that today. We're here to talk about the hardcore king, the OG hardcore king, and that is Mrs. Foley's baby boy, Mick Foley. So I've been enjoying these A&E Legends documentaries. I mean, I'm sure some wrestling historians would be like, well, they're leaving a lot of stuff out and they're not. You know what, to the wrestling fan like myself, I appreciate these. And with Mick Foley, there's not a lot of controversy that comes with him, all right? He doesn't drink, he doesn't do drugs. He's a family man, so there's not a lot of dirt that you can have on this guy. You know what I'm saying? However, his matches are very disturbing to watch. Now, the Attitude Era is probably arguably the best era in wrestling. To me, it is. And Mick Foley just brought that hardcore element to the WWE, to the Attitude Era, and man, this guy was insane. He was crazy. Like even watching the documentary where they would show little footage of him, wrestling on barbed wire, thumbtacks, explosives. Let me tell y'all something. They say if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. All right, so to have your ear ripped off, to have your teeth knocked out, to get thrown from a 30-foot fucking Hell in a Cell, all right, to have your hip broken, to have multiple concussions, to get hit in the head at least a dozen times by a steel chair by no one other than The Rock himself. You gotta love what you do. There's no way you could just be like, well, I'm just here to make a check. To put yourself through that shit, you gotta love what you do. Mick Foley absolutely loved the business. He loved what he did. And it's amazing that this guy is still alive. I think he was born to be a wrestler. He was born to endure punishment because anybody else, even other wrestlers, they wouldn't have survived that. I don't think Stone Cold, The Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, anybody could have survived what Mick Foley survived. Like, how is this guy even still walking? I vividly remember the Hell in a Cell match with The Undertaker, and I remember when Taker took him and threw him off the cell, and it was like slow motion, like, did he just get tossed off the damn cell? And he's laying there broken half, and I'm like, is he still living? And you thought that was the worst of it. They said that too in this documentary. His oldest boy, he was like, he felt relieved because, okay, that was the worst of it. Daddy's gonna be okay. But no, they get back up there again, and the plan was for Taker to choke slam him on the top of the cell, and it was supposed to give a little bit. When he choke slammed him, Mick Foley went right through the damn cell, hit the mat, chair came and hit him in the face. When they showed him, he had what looked like a booger coming out of his nose. When I first saw it, I thought it was a booger, but no, it was a tooth. His tooth came out and was lodged into his nose, and he's sitting there with a smile on his face, putting his tongue through the damn hole where his tooth used to be. That's dedication. Vince McMahon himself, the boss, who expects the best from his performers, stepped to him and said, man, I'll never forget what you did for this company, but I don't ever want to see that shit again. But Mick did not care. Now, he was criticized. Ric Flair criticized him, called him a dumb motherfucker. Even Taker was like, yo, Mick, man, chill out. But Mick knew that this was his element. This is what he brought to the game. He didn't have a chiseled body. He didn't have, the formula to make a really successful wrestler. He was bad body. He was fat, missing teeth. A little deformed a little bit. So he had to do that. But he was also very intelligent. If you look at him and just see his performances and not hear him talk, you would think he's the dumbest man alive. But Mick Foley is actually a very smart dude, very articulate, and just had a passion for the business, and that's what took him a long way and gave him a long career, which anybody else would have been done. I also remember that I Quit match with The Rock also, and that was so disturbing where they couldn't even show it in the documentary. They just showed picture stills of The Rock with the chair in the air getting ready to hit him. I remember watching that live on pay-per-view. Mick Foley's hands was handcuffed behind his back, and The Rock was just going to town. Bow! Chair shot after chair shot, each one louder and harder than the next one. And I'm sitting there watching like, how many shots is he going to take? You know, there's no way he can stand after this. And there was a documentary that came out back in '99 called Beyond the Mat, which filmed that and put it in the documentary. And it just made wrestling look bad. I remember like a lot of wrestlers and promoters were really upset with that documentary because it really shed wrestling in a negative light. But that was a very brutal fucking match. You know, even The Rock was like, yeah, I understand that this is what Mick wanted to do, but man, I don't know. If I was The Rock, I'd have been like, bro, I ain't hitting you no more. Okay, I'm about to, you know, take you down. I'm gonna pin you, and that's gonna be it. But knowing Mick, he would have kicked out and be like, nah, hit me with that chair again. No, he did whatever it took to satisfy the crowd and to make people happy. That's what Mick Foley was put on this earth to do. He even has a Santa Claus beard. He's a living Santa Claus. You know what I'm saying? He wants to make people happy, and that's what he did. I was entertained for years. I bought his book. My brother had the Mankind action figure. And I think this is like the only guy, the only wrestler, because there's been wrestlers that went through multiple gimmicks in their career, but this is like the only guy that I know of in the same run with the WWE, simultaneously playing 3 different characters. He'll come in sometimes as Mankind, he'll come in sometimes as Dude Love, which was fucking hilarious, and he'll come in sometimes as Cactus Jack. And when I first got introduced to Mick Foley, see, I wasn't a big WCW guy or ECW guy back then, so I wasn't aware of Cactus Jack. So when he came as Mankind, that was my first time seeing Mick Foley as Mankind. And I remember my homeboy was like, nah, man, that's Cactus Jack. I'm like, who the fuck is Cactus Jack? But yeah, he was able to play these 3 characters and play them convincingly where it was like it was 3 different people, you know. So wrapping this up, y'all, this is a dope-ass documentary. I highly recommend watching it. If you're a wrestling fan, I think you'll dig it. If you're looking for controversy, and you're not going to find that because this guy had no dirt on his name. Only thing he had on him was barbed wire and explosives and a tooth lodged into his nose. That's the only controversy you're going to get out of this guy. All right. So have you seen the documentary? Let me know what you thought about it. Comment freely below. And if you like and dig this content, hit that like and subscribe notification bell in the corner. This is Rashad G signing out. Have a nice day, as Mick Foley would say.